This is the Mustang. So this is lock, has remote start. Nice, decent exhaust, and it has the keyless, obviously. The Slowspeed sticker is gone. Hint, hint. We in this Mustang now. This is not my car. This is my friend's car. Doing a favor for him, so I figured I'd do a favor for myself. Why not film something? We in the Mustang. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to rag Ford. Like, I wanted to like shit on Ford for real. Like, but before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know what's going on. My name is Mike. This is Slowspeed TV. Listen, I love cars and a lot of other things. Making this channel, building it up, car reviews, my car, project cars, crazy stuff. I want to do everything on this, you know, just include everything. Because being a car guy, which I do dub myself as a car guy, being a car guy, you don't need any type of credits. You don't need to earn anything. There's nothing that says I'm a car guy. You're not a car guy. Anybody can be a car guy. Doesn't matter what you like, and this is a channel for everybody. You know, this is anybody. If you think you're a car guy, if you think you like cars, this channel's for you. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of everything. Mustang. Now, the exterior is pretty good. Interior quality, I would give a 2 out of 10 at best. And this spec Mustang, and I'll explain to you why. We'll get to it. Engine and transmission, the drivetrain, I give that a, it's okay, but for a Mustang, it's trash. I give that like a 2 out of 10 also. And this is just this one with this interior package, the base model V6. Yeah. Exterior looks, we're gonna give it I really like this car. This color took a while to grow on me. So I give the exterior, I give it an 8 out of 10. Okay. Now onto the review. So we're gonna turn the camera around. When I get in this car, it doesn't really, seatbelt first, safety. This car really doesn't give me the muscle car vibe. I mean, it definitely gives me a coupe vibe, and it gives me like some sort of retro styling. Start button's right here. Sells the dash cam. It definitely gives me like a retro style that it was going for, but muscle car, not so much. And in this specific one, you have the cloth door cards with the fake leather. Straight plastic. Plastic looks like carbon fiber. Steering wheel, I hope is leather. And it's very thin. And it kind of pokes out like the older Camaros, like the wheel kind of like comes out at you. Oh crap, 9:44, we gotta get out of here. Yeah, so get on the road while I film. The biggest thing that I find an issue with this car is, well, you know what, let's talk about the good things. We're talking about positive things first. Positive things first. The car looks amazing, looks dope. It has that type of muscle car look on the exterior. The interior, I could tell, is going for that retro. However, the drive, I don't feel like I'm driving a muscle car. I feel like I'm just driving a regular type of coupe. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in a muscle car. I don't feel like I own the road, like big, like ballsy. I really don't feel like that at all. The dash, they did a real good job on the dash, the instrument cluster. You have a whole bunch of things. You have, my favorite is the track apps. You have your accelerometer, brake time. Now, I wish they would have included a little bit more features in the track apps, which I do think they include more for the 5.0. You got your line lock, You got your line lock and everything. However, you know, this is the V6, so I guess you just get the basic. But like I said, good job. Spelled out all the words, revolutions per minute. Ground speed, which this thing is known to take off in the air and land on someone's forehead, so I can see why that's ground speed. You know, easy layout. They got the old school Prindis. You can't even call it Prindle no more, Prindis, because the low gear is taken out of sport. That's a little old and cheesy, but hey, what could you do? For the new 2018 or 2019 Mustangs, they went ahead and gave you an optional digital dash, which looks amazing. However, the front end on that car doesn't look so good. Anyway, interior. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the gripes. Now, those are the good things. The steering wheels, I like the look of the steering wheel. However, this button style and the button feel on everything is just hard plastic. It's like really cheap. It just looks like it's out of like a 2008 Ford Fusion if they came out in 08. And that's kind of the thing about this car a lot. There is really nothing that says Mustang besides this, obviously, and that right here. But as far as the car, now this is atrocious. You know, this is worse. This is probably the worst infotainment system I've seen. The screen is tiny, but that's not the worst part. The buttons are freaking huge. It's like you're almost meant to touch them with like freaking like winter gloves on or something. The buttons are huge. They're really big. It's almost like those old remotes. I want to say for old people, but those are hard to see remotes. You have a bunch of different buttons here. The keypad thing, I know Mercedes held on to that for a while. Let go of it, for real, let go of it. It looks terrible. The gear shift is not so bad, believe it or not. You can tell it's wearing right here. I don't know if that's quality control or just some type of oils or whatever. But come on, it's very hard plastic. It's all black. There's no designation for any coloring or it's like terrible. And the backup camera is very small. It's hard to use, in my opinion. I wasn't really expecting too much out of this car, to be honest with you. But I was expecting a little, but I got even less. Back seats, that's the last part of the interior. And the back seats, no one can fit back there. I'll try to show you how it looks behind me. The only way you can fit is if you have no legs, because it's literally like the space is taken up. This is kind of like where I would sit. If you could look, this is where your legs would go, and my hand can barely go. It's not even really a seat. It's more just a, I don't know, I guess an insurance saver, or just to say, listen, the seat's for, but it really doesn't, or I guess, I don't know. Because I don't even think you could fit, the way it's sculpted, I don't even think you could fit like a child seat in there, or like a little baby seat. I don't think you could fit any of that stuff. Now we're moving on to the rest of the car, which I talked about the good already, so everything else is bad. So I hope you don't think I'm bashing the car, but I am. So screw you. Anyway, power. Neither, I don't know. I mean, Ford never should have came out with this V6. You got the EcoBoost, which is good on gas. I mean, I know it's 4-cylinder, but it's turbocharged. You have a lot of torque. And then you have the V8, which has a lot of torque, and you can't really get rid of the V8. That's like the Mustang GT. You know, those two are the mainstream ones. I know you have like the Shelby GT350 and the GT350R or something like that. However, they need to get rid of the V6. And well, actually, they have gotten rid of the V6, and I am like ecstatic that has actually happened, that's taking place, because this whole drivetrain, is something wrong with this whole drivetrain. It's very sluggish and slow. In normal mode, it feels very, very like not up to date. A lot of newer cars, like even your Infinities, the natural aspirated Infinities, or like Nissans or anything, they have a lot better response than this car does. Now this has a 3.7 V6. Don't quote me on as much horsepower, but I think it's somewhere in the high 200s, if not the low 300s. Torque is not there. I kind of really thought you had to rev this motor out, but like this motor doesn't like to be revved out. It doesn't feel like it at all. The tranny shifts so slow. I use the paddle shifters. I put it in sport mode. I use the paddle shifters, and it was god awful. Upshifts were acceptable. Downshifts were just uncomfortable. Like, it was terribly uncomfortable. you know, and it got worse as you it got worse the further you downshifted, and then one is just like, it just like lugs you like back in the day where you had the 3-2-1 gear shifter. Now I will say it's a 6-speed automatic. Everybody is 8-speed, if not 9 or 10-speed. I don't know what Ford is thinking with this. Like, it's definitely not a ZF. I don't know. Well, like, hey, I put it in sport mode. I'm not gonna go crazy because I have to respect my friend's car, but we'll give it a go. That was the best I could do for this road. Like I said, I have to respect my friend's car, but that was terrible. I'll show you a downshift if you think I'm lying. Downshift. I clicked. Now hold on. I'm gonna tell you when I clicked it. Hold on. I got the upshift now. All right. I clicked the button. Like that. It felt like it needed some time. You know. It was. And granted, I am coming from the world of ZF, so the tranny shifts super smooth in comfort mode and quick in comfort mode, and it shifts super aggressive in sport mode. And it's like, if you're heavy on the gas and you punch it and then you shift into the next gear, it doesn't even feel like, it feels like it bucks and bogs and then goes into the next gear and then you get power again. Not my favorite drivetrain out of the Mustang, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't make me feel like I have a supercar at all. Honestly, the Ford Fusion is a little more exciting than this, drivetrain wise. Now we're gonna get to one of the two things that are controversial. This is the first generation Mustang where they came out with the independent rear suspension, no more live axle. So you think no more, you know, crowd killer, burnout thing. No, this Mustang still has that type of style. I think it lies with the rear axle being one, and two, you sit so far back. The hood takes up a huge chunk of the car, and then the seating position is behind all of that, and then right after that, since you really have no back seats, you have a trunk, which is not too big either. So you're kind of sitting in the back. You know, it gives you that type of, I guess, AMG GTS kind of feel in a way. Cornering and braking. Now, braking is good. The brakes are extra sharp on this. It's not track good because of how sharp they are. They're very pedestrian type good, or like commuter type well. If you need to press on the brakes, they're there. You know, the initial bite is extremely intense for track use. That's why I would say I don't recommend it for track use. It doesn't have that progressive. It's either like all or nothing with this car. And the cornering is really good. I like the cornering. I like how it feels. It feels a little planted. However, the steering wheel can feel light. There's a mode for that. You can put it into sport mode, sport steering, and it does firm up a little bit, but it doesn't feel, you don't feel connected to the road. I'm not sure if that's just a base or that's, you know, maybe a tuning or calibration would change that. Don't know the aftermarket of this vehicle specifically. All right, so somewhere in here, I'm gonna throw in a little a POV clip. It ain't gonna be much, but it's something. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, I can't dog it out too much. Feels decent. Suspension's real tight. Like I said, drivetrain ain't too well. Downshift takes 10 years. It handles real decent. Battery is almost empty, so we gotta try to get at least one launch. I'm gonna try to do one launch. Go. That's about it, because I don't want to get in trouble. But to wrap this video up, all jokes aside, I know I ragged on it a lot. It's a decent car if you don't get the V6. I'm gonna definitely gonna do a review on the EcoBoost because my friend is picking up an EcoBoost today. He's actually getting rid of this and picking up an EcoBoost. So I'm pretty sure he feels the same way about this car as I do. I mean, a typical commuter, I don't think they would notice much, but an enthusiast would really notice this. But it's just not the type of car that an enthusiast would get. I mean, a commuter would get. So this doesn't feel like a muscle car at all. I mean, the V6 Camaros even felt more muscle cars than this. I don't know. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this. I mean, I know how the video sounds, but that's how it come out. And yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up right here. And this finishes up the Mustang video because there's gonna be another one, the EcoBoost. And I'll go more in depth on the EcoBoost. You know, more exterior, more driving, a little more details. This was just a Ford I hate you for this video. Why would you do this to someone? Like, why would you put this car on the market? So, we out of here. Let me turn so I don't crash.